west side, the Harlem Crips
Bro, they over here acting like Call of Duty or some shit. To my offensive attack.
picked up with the 60s. And
Man, I was scrolling on YouTube, right? And I had just saw a video that said he killed a Crip every year or every Christmas. The story of OG Santa Claus with a K. So I'm guessing this is like some shit between Crips and Bloods or something like that. I wonder where this is. I wonder if this is in LA or I mean I should say Cali, because Crips and Bloods ain't only in Cali, but that sound like some California shit. I ain't gonna lie. They be out here wilding, bro. So we gonna check this out. I ain't seen the video. I haven't even seen a clip of the video. So I really don't know what to expect, and I don't know if kind of say Hood War Stories is the channel name. So we gonna see what this is about.
welcome to Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing the life of Santa Claus. Alberto Von Cotto, also known as Santa Claus, was a second-generation member of the Rolling 20 neighborhood Bloods. During the 1950s and 60s, a gang called Blood Alley existed on Cordova Street, near where the Santa Monica Freeway is today. In the early
this sound
1970s,
like California.
as Blood Alley began to fade away, the youths from this neighborhood continued the Blood identity. In 1971, they began with the use from the freeway is today. In the early 1970s, as Blood Alley began to fade away, the youths from this neighborhood continued the Blood identity. In 1971, they began with the name In Hood. They added the Rolling 20s between 1975 and 1977. At some point between 1977 and 1979, they added Blood to their name. In the 70s, they had two main cliques, 25th and 27th Street. Originally being the Vermont Villain Boys, the 29th Street clique was formed on the south end of the neighborhood towards Jefferson.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nas, aka Nas Jack. Welcome to my channel. If you like the content on this channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below for videos you want to see me do next. Let's get right into the video.
Santa Claus got initiated into the Rolling 20s when he was only 16 years old. From the start, he was determined to display that he was the ultimate gangster and to position the Rolling 20s to be a top blood neighborhood across LA County. As a teenager,
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I be wondering, like, a lot of the times, bro, like, I don't know, like, I know growing up, I had seen a lot of people getting into, I wouldn't even say, I would say street politics, in the streets, gang culture, quote unquote, gang culture. I done seen people like start taking this gang shit serious or whatever. Maybe they come from a troubled home. Maybe they, dealt with trauma in the home or some shit like that. But a lot of people, like back in the city in Chicago, a lot of people really got into it based off of like when they was real young. You know what I'm saying? When you can't get a job and shit like that, and it's a lot of shit going on. You either needed protection, or it's people fucking with you and shit, and you just amongst your people, so y'all just go ahead and get on that. But like shit like this, like I don't know, when I being in LA and shit, what I noticed, especially like the schools and stuff, and how everything kind of how everything work, bro. People like, bro, LA big as hell, bro. It ain't like you not really trapped for real in that, like, you know what I'm saying, section or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you probably gotta come back and forth in there. I don't know, like, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all from LA, how this shit go. Like, why is it that like niggas, I know, like, trust me, I get it though, like, but I'm saying, I mean, I done seen it before. I don't get that shit, but I done seen it before. Niggas want to prove themselves in the streets. They want to be the most toughest nigga, the most gangster nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand where that mentality come from. Why is niggas like, is they that mad, nigga? Like, you feel me? I thought this shit was supposed to be about getting some money. You know what I'm saying? Or like protecting your people, your neighborhood and shit like that. where the fuck did this whole like, oh, I want to treacherous motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro, calm the fuck down, yeah. The fuck is wrong with you? Calm down, man. Oh, angry ass nigga.
His gangbanging was bold and came with no fear. At 17, Santa Claus would be flamed up.
But like, also too, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The niggas in LA, and yeah, I don't. Oh, bro, I don't want no problem with y'all niggas, so don't get it misconstrued. But like, bro, motherfuckers will just walk right up to you and be like, "Oh, where you from? Who bam?" You know what I'm saying? It don't seem like it come from like a, like if you don't, do you not know your ops? Cause you don't know me, nigga. How the fuck is it that you pressing me, asking me where the fuck I'm from? You don't, like, you ain't never seen me before, so obviously I ain't no motherfucking concern to you. Fuck, leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that be my shit. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they just want to bully motherfuckers, bro. And that should be weird. Like, and I don't got no, nigga. I don't know, fam. I wouldn't give a fuck, nigga. Like, I don't know, bro. That shit be goofy as hell, bro. And then it's like it be black on black. It be a lot of goofy shit like that. Like, why is it that you wanna be the demise of your race and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you wanna taunt and you know what I mean? And then it's like, cause like, I don't know, bro. For real, that shit don't make no sense to me out here, bro. Cause back in Chicago, bro, it's like if you know, it's neighborhoods. It's like neighborhoods, it's blocks. You feel me? It's blocks for real. And you from that block, I'm from this block, and I know who my ops is. And Chicago, it ain't as big as California, Los Angeles, and shit like that. So yeah, I can understand like you not able to keep track of every hood, but it's like if you're not, even if, like, let's just say hypothetically, cause I ain't no Crip or no blood, and I ain't never gonna be on bro. You hear me? But look though, like, for instance, if a person walk up to you and be like, "Oh, where you from? Who bam?" And let's just say I'm from let's say it's a blood walking up to me and he like, "Oh, where you from? Bam?" And let's just say I'm from a hood that's Crip hood or whatever the case may be, but like I don't even know like the different types of Crips and shit like that. That shit is too much to keep up with. I ain't gonna lie. But let's just say he into it with fucking rolling 60 Crips. Let's just say that's the only Crip I know. And then you into and then I'm from a hood that's purple Crips or some shit. I don't know. And he just gonna get into it with me just cause I'm Crip. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Like, y'all got no type of structure in this shit. Like how y'all portray this shit to be. I don't see no, like, I don't know, this shit just goofy as hell, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, everywhere. Like, I ain't gonna just say like, but especially in California, bro, this shit be weird as hell, bro. Like, absolutely and utterly goofy, bro. Like straight Bufors. Like, I don't know, bro. But this type of shit be weird. Cause they'll go fuck around, fuck with some civilians and shit, just so they can act like they like that or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Wherever he went, red house shoes, red rags, and chucks with red laces. On a few occasions, his open display would backfire on him. One day, Santa Claus went head up and fought 6'5" Deuce Hovers outside the swimming pool at Expo Park. He got packed out, but it showcased how fearless and frontline he was. It's no one Santa Claus hated more than the Harlem Crips, who were the 20s' lifelong foe and primary rival, located just south of them. His ill feelings and hatred toward the Harlems would be expressed on many occasions. Allegedly, Santa Claus deboed members of their gang so many times that he was the sole reason they began to start using guns. When gunplay came into effect, Santa Claus would pay a visit to a rival Crips home each Christmas and kill them. But this terror inflicted by Santa Claus was year-round, not just on Christmas. And it wasn't one-sided. One night in 1981, the Harlem Crips caught Santa Claus sipping walking home from his girlfriend's house. They got up on him and shot him at point-blank range. They left him in the alley thinking he was dead. But he survived and shocked his enemies 1 week later by walking down Exposition, which is in his enemy's territory, wearing a red rag over his head. As his reputation grew, his name became feared among hoods across South Central. By the mid-80s, Santa Claus was a respected OG and a shot caller who was directing play calls. At that point, the war with the Harlem 30s was ongoing and only seemed to be intensifying. Santa Claus thought it would be a good strategy to change war tactics. At that time, the Rolling 30's closest ally was the Rolling 60 Crips. During the mid-80s, plenty of Crip factions were clicking up due to the rising Crip-on-Crip violence. Under Santa Claus's leadership, the 20s decided to conduct a kill mission dressed in all blue. Their target location was the intersection of Dinker and Jefferson Boulevard, a Rolling 30 stronghold, but a location that was openly visible. As the 20s approached Dinker, they spotted a group of Harlem 30s in clear view. The faces of the Harlem 30s were confused. One of the 20s then yelled out, "West Side 60 Crip." The 20s then began to let off numerous shots in rapid succession. As the third target was shot and dropped, the 20s sped away and returned to their safe haven. Mission accomplished. Casualties on both sides continued. In the early 1980s, the Rolling 20 Bloods had 3 cliques: 25th Street, 27th Street, and 29th Street. The Harlem 30s also had 3 cliques at that time: the Dinkers, the Avenues, and the 39th Street faction. At that time, Santa Claus and OG Head were key.
That nigga remind me of, I don't know why, like his pictures from when he was like this. I guess he looked younger in these pictures, but dude look like that nigga Ricky, the nigga who got on fucking what's that shit called? I don't even fucking remember, bro. But his ass look like Ricky, bro.
In expanding the Rolling 20s by securing turf by enlisting the 2nd Avenue gangsters to become a part of the Rolling 20 Bloods. The avenues were named for the streets between Arlington and Crenshaw Boulevard. The Rolling 30s and the Rolling 60s also had cliques of the same name at that time. In 1985, Santa Claus called a hood meeting for all cliques at Lauren Miller Park to officially establish that the 2nd Avenues are a legitimate clique. The 2nd Avenues arrived shortly after, and everyone began to celebrate. The 20s had now expanded to 4 cliques and were elevating their status as a premier blood gang in LA County. In doing so, the Rolling 20 Bloods expanded land area to having arguably the largest blood gang territory in Los Angeles. Their neighborhood not only covered the West Adams area from Vermont to Crenshaw, but now extended north passing Washington, Venice Boulevard, and Pico between Crenshaw and Western Avenue. But their celebration was being watched. Not long into the meeting, groups of Harlem Crips descended into their neighborhood and started attacking both sides of their park, boxing them in. Santa Claus immediately sprinted toward the east end of the park in an attempt to combat the attack. Once in range, Santa Claus extended his right arm and fired 3 shots at his enemies. 1 Crip down. Santa Claus fired 2 more shots. Another Crip down. The Harlem's attack had backfired on them. They picked the injured homies up and threw them in the car and quickly sped away.
Go to motionarray.com and enter a world with over 2 million creative
Goddamn
assets.
ads, man. Folks is pissed off he caught his ass on Christmas, boy. Anyways, y'all, let's get back to it.
In Warfront heightened against the Harlem Crips, the 27th, 25th, and 29th Street clique launched attacks that extended beyond their enemy's main base of operation. Several Crip factions began to click up to slow down the 20s' offensive attacks. On the west side, the Harlem's clique
Bro, they over here acting like Call of Duty or some shit. To my offensive attack.
picked up with the 60s, and in the deep west, the Harlem 30s could be seen kicking it with the Showline Crips at Venice Beach. So one day, Santa Claus ordered a few carloads of 20 members to slide into Showline territory in hopes of finding some Rolling 30s. When they arrived, their hopes came into fruition as they spotted Harlem 30s on the Venice boardwalk. Both equal in numbers, the collision escalated into a large-scale gang fight. Law enforcement arrived deep shortly after, and many were arrested from both sides that day.
The motherfuckers wear goddamn fucking bathing suits.
Meanwhile, back on the home front, the 20s struck back at the Harlem 30s on a personal level. Both sides knew each other by names and knew where each other lived. Santa Claus started to target the home tactic, and many homes were hit, including the home of a high-ranking OG from Harlem. One night, the OG threw a party for his Harlem homies. As the party was going, Santa Claus bust down the door and began shooting at everyone in the party. Multiple Harlem members wound up dead that night. Word began to spread quickly of Santa Claus's actions, and people were beginning to think he was untouchable. Santa Claus would spend a good portion of the next 7 years in prison. Santa Claus was released from prison in 1992. As a welcome home gift, members of the 20s laced him up with plenty of dope and cash. Shortly after being fresh out, Santa Claus took command of the war campaign against the Schoolyard Crips. The Schoolyard Crips were the 20s' hated enemy to the west. Skirmishes on their border of Crenshaw occurred frequently. During that time, Santa Claus found a girlfriend on Bronson Avenue. She mirrored his gangster ways, selling dope out of her one-bedroom apartment and carrying a pair of twin .380 chrome pistols. But on January 13th, 1993, the gang world was shocked when they discovered Santa Claus had been murdered. The 20s instantly pointed the finger at the Schoolyard Crips. By nightfall, all cliques of the Rolling Twins gathered at the headquarters, Lauren Miller Park, to discuss a revenge plan. That night, 5 Crip hoods were all hit simultaneously. The Harlem Crips, the Schoolyard Crips, the West Boulevard Crips, the Rolling 40 Crips, and the 5-5 Neighborhood Crips. The message was sent clear that night that the Rolling Twenties went in blood. The Harlem Crips and the Schoolyard Crips immediately struck back. The following night, the 20s ventured into the heart of the schoolyards and shot down 3 members, one of which was high-ranking. After 2 weeks of intense warfare, the Schoolyard Crips were ready to call a truce and firmly denied their involvement in the Santa Claus murder. But the war against the Harlem Crips didn't stop, and the bodies began to pile up. The 20s also struck at the Rolling 40s hard in the corner of Vermont and Vernon, and the 5-5 Neighborhood Crips got hit with a 50-shot Uzi. During the bloody aftermath of Santa Claus's death, the 20s wanted to show hoods across LA just how much muscle they had, and willed to declare war on 5 Crip hoods at the same time. When Santa Claus's killer was finally revealed, many were left shocked and confused. The killer was not a gang member or even an affiliate, but a low-level weed dealer from Jamaica. Santa Claus supposedly robbed a Jamaican because he was pushing in his neighborhood. Young gunners canvassed the streets for nights.
Jamaicans don't goddamn play, boy. Nigga, fuck your Crip, your blood, and all that rolling, all that shit, boy. And Jamaicans ain't playing with y'all. Y'all better stop. Y'all better fuck around with them. Y'all better keep fucking with each other, goddamn, and leave the Jamaicans alone. Cause they don't give a fuck where you from, who you with.
On in searching for the killer. But he had disappeared, some believe out of state. The 20s' revenge was denied. Santa Claus left a reputation and legacy, and to this day, Santa Claus goes down as one of the top 10 blood riders in LA history. I'd like to think.
I don't know if y'all peep, but like, throughout this whole goddamn video, they still ain't tell us what the fuck all this shit is about, bro. Boy. Some goofies, man. Anyway, it's your boy Nas, and I'm out.